Today we go over Star Wars Episode 9, the final film of the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy alike, currently being directed by J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, Episode 9 has a lot of things going for it right now. In fact, there are 7 new characters entering into the story of this movie, which honestly may seem very excessive to a lot of you guys out there. But like I always say, I think that they're going to group some of these characters into one big scene that'll essentially save a lot of screen time for some of the other characters out there as well. Now today I wanted to look at a potential new Jedi coming into Star Wars Episode 9. We talked about this lightly just the other day, in fact. Now these past couple of weeks we have been learning a whole lot more about Episode 9 when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the scene schedules, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc., one of which specifically has all to do with a mysterious figure that holds a lightsaber hilt. Specifically, a man in a brown robe with a hood over his head, revealing only the lower portion of his face. He has a brown beard, similar in length to Obi-Wan's. In both hands, he holds a lightsaber hilt in front of 2 figures, as if he is rewarding one of them a lightsaber. The saber in design is similar to Luke's green one, however with elements of Anakin's in there as well. Now, what's really interesting to me is that this falls in line directly with the other description that we went over just the other day of a figure that is dressed in slave outfits, where the pants are all ripped up. He has the hood off of his head. The hair is similar in length to Luke Skywalker's from Star Wars A New Hope, and the same exact color almost in a sense. Why he would have a brown beard, I don't know, unless it's a different figure. But looking at DOMINIC Monaghan, I wanted to touch on this subject once again. I know that you guys heard about this just 2 days ago. There was a huge old rumor back in, I believe it was 2014 for Star Wars Episode 7, that DOMINIC Monaghan was going to portray a Jedi in that movie until ultimately, apparently, plans changed and J.J. Abrams got somebody else and changed the whole entire story up here and there. That might have been, the whole entire reason as to why we did not see DOMINIC Monaghan in that movie, and it could also mean as to why we see him coming back in Episode 9, since J.J. is, once again, the director of this movie since The Force Awakens. So a lot of people have been wondering, is DOMINIC Monaghan going to be playing this mysterious figure from the descriptions that we have been talking about, which is a potential new Jedi? I find it very odd why this figure would have a lightsaber hilt on him and essentially discussing matters with other figures around him. Now, this could very well be that maybe, and just maybe, that DOMINIC Monaghan is going to be portraying a younger version of Luke Skywalker where his face is not revealed. I don't know if you guys remember these big rumors back in 2014 leading into 2015 before Episode 7 dropped, was that there was going to be this actor that was to actually portray a younger version of Luke when the cloak was over his head, when the hood was over his head. Maybe they're doing something similar in a sense here with Episode 9, where they're doing flashbacks of Luke, and maybe DOMINIC Monaghan is doing the body version of that. Not quite sure, most likely not, just a thought though. The other thing that I do want to bring up is that DOMINIC Monaghan is sporting a beard right now, a very Jedi-like beard, I must add. Go ahead and check out his Instagram. He's in the middle of that crowd. I'll try to link it below in the description, as well as that story back in 2014 about him quite possibly being a Jedi in Episode 7. All of these things really start to really kind of just make shape here, right? It really makes one wonder exactly, is he portraying a Jedi in this movie? I find that the old rumor for Episode 7 as the most interesting piece for sure, and the fact that he just actually grew out a beard for Episode 9. So if he is to be a new Jedi, could he very well be Rey's apprentice, or maybe a trainee of Rey, something around those lines, I don't know. I feel like that if they were to do that, a lot of fans would be furious or kind of annoyed that Rey did not reach, the rank of Master before she took on an apprentice or something like that, right? Now, we do know that Luke said, so it is time for the Jedi Order to end. A lot of rules could now be changed, of course, going into Episode 9. That's for certain. So they could do something different here and there. As far as Rey, though, already being a Jedi Knight, I feel like that's really jumping way too many steps. I feel like that we need more training scenes in Episode 9, and with more training scenes, that takes up more screen time from the story, so I feel like that a two-parter for Episode 9 is a must, even though they may not go down that route. Nonetheless, I feel like that they're not going to do a lot more training scenes for Rey because it will take a lot of screen time away from all of these new characters coming into play here, as well as Luke, Leia, and Lando. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.